What's going on, Dolphins? It is your boy Dillon, and I'm here with you today. I'm making a quick video. Just want to talk about a couple things, including the divisional round of the playoffs, the Chiefs-Texans game that just wrapped up, the Titans-Ravens game from yesterday, and there was some additional coaching changes to the Dolphins that I also want to address and let you guys know about. So just real quick to start off, we'll start with yesterday. So yesterday, the Titans stunned the Ravens in Baltimore and won to advance to the AFC Championship game. Now, to be fair and to be clear, I didn't predict that they were going to end up, beating their own division leader to make it into the playoffs in week 17, then go up to beat the AFC East division leader in the wild card round in Foxborough, which is the Patriots, and then go to Baltimore to beat that division leader and the number one seed in Baltimore, the Ravens. So I didn't predict all that, but I did predict that Ryan Tannehill was going to take over the reins as quarterback for the Tennessee Titans, and I knew that he was going to take that team because they have a good running game, a good offensive line, good skill position players, and a solid defense. I knew that he was going to lead that team to great things, and lo and behold, when he got inserted in the lineup, everything changed for them, and he continues to prove why he's such an idiot, why the Dolphins are such an idiot for trading him to begin with, and also proving why this whole tanking thing and this whole reset was completely unnecessary, etc., 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 continuing to prove that I was right. Now, again, to be fair, there's still a lot that is unknown, this upcoming draft, upcoming offseason, etc., but we know there's going to be a ton of change on the Dolphins roster. There's going to be a lot of new faces. The team is going to be young and inexperienced yet again. And there's been a ton of turnover in the coaching staff to this point. We also know that they're going to be highly aggressive in free agency and go after the splash free agents, which we've seen be a failure in Miami and other places. Especially under Stephen Ross. He feels like he can just throw money and resources at it and think that's going to solve the issue. I also fear that they're going to end up trading away a significant chunk of our draft capital to move up to go get a quarterback like Tua Tagovailoa, which I think would be a disaster. But again, to be fair, we have to wait and see how those things actually play out. But there's unquestionably going to be a lot of turnover on the roster, and it's still going to be a very young and inexperienced team, so we're going to have those same issues to deal with going into 2020 that we did in 2019, and then the coaching staff is almost entirely brand new as well. And so Tannehill doing as well as he did, Minkah Fitzpatrick doing as well as he did for the Steelers, earning a Pro Bowl and an All-Pro nod this season, balling out at free safety, and with the Texans making it into the playoffs, etc., and with the Tunsil and Stills trade, which, by the way, people keep framing that as if we got 2 first-round picks for Tunsil. No, we got 2 first-round picks for Tunsil and Stills, okay? And they were, significant contributing pieces to their playoff push. And frankly, the only reason why they lost today, because they actually lost today to the Chiefs, like 51-31, or I think was the final score. I cut it just a few minutes before the very end because it was over at that point. But they lost because of Bill O'Brien and terrible decisions that he made. But anyway, I don't cover the Texans, so I'm not going to get into that too deep. I just wanted to mention it, but that was the deciding factor in the game. Bill O'Brien and the Texans, they were up 21-0, had an opportunity to either, on 4th and 1 on the Chiefs 13-yard line, they could have either pinned them on their own 13-yard line or got a first down and possibly another touchdown to make it 28-0. But they choose to kick a field goal instead. And then a bunch of other things happen because of stupid decisions of Bill O'Brien not being aggressive at the right times and then being aggressive in stupid times, etc., etc. And that's why they lost the game. And so that puts the pick that we get from the Texans should be secured at number 26. So our pick from the Texans should be decided at this point at 26 overall. Even if Seattle was to somehow, or even if Seattle loses in the NFC game, it'll still be the same. So it's the pick from the Texans is 26. So that's firm in the books now with the Texans loss. And so that is what it is. And now we have a little bit more firm information. I mean, now we know where we're picking with all of our 3 first-round picks. But again, my big concern is that they're going to trade away significant draft capital to trade up in the draft to go get a quarterback. Anyway, so there's that. I'd also like to note, though, so to the coaching, right? So already, right, like immediately when our offseason began, they fired Dave DeGuglielmo, the offensive line coach, Tony Oden, the safeties coach, and Chad O'Shea, the offensive coordinator. So now we're going to have a new offensive coordinator with an entirely new offensive scheme. We know the offensive scheme is going to be way different under Chan Gailey. So now these young, inexperienced players and a bunch of undrafted guys and rookies that are going to come in this next draft, etc., are going to have to learn an entirely new offensive scheme. Even the holdovers from last year or from this year are going to have to learn an entirely new offensive scheme. Okay, they also lost a quality control coach, T1 Underwood, to another team. I don't remember if it was an NFL or a college team. It may have even been a college team. I don't recall. I think it was a college team for like a position coach or something like that. Anyway, so that's another coach gone. And then we just found out today definitively that our defensive coordinator, Patrick Graham, went to the Giants, got hired by the Giants for the same position. Now, that actually to me says a lot, because it would be one thing if he left the Dolphins. Now, this is total speculation to me, okay? I'm going to be 100% honest. This is 100% speculation. But to me, it, could potentially say something about the fact that, because if he went to be the head coach of the Giants after Shermer just got fired, right? Okay, but he's going to be their defensive coordinator. So he's taking the exact same position that he had with the Dolphins, right? It's not like he got a promotion, or he's just going to another team, right? So you see what I'm saying? So, maybe Patrick Graham wanted to get the fuck out of Miami. Maybe he's, I don't know. I don't know what, again, that kind of stuff is speculation, but it's just funny to me, or it's interesting to me that he decided to leave the Dolphins when he already had that position. Again, he's not getting a promotion, right? It's not like he's becoming a head coach. He's just being the defensive coordinator for the Giants when he was the defensive coordinator here. But that now means, and reports are that Josh Boyer, right? Josh Boyer, he used to be the cornerbacks coach and defensive pass game coordinator. Okay, that's what his role was this past year with us. He's being promoted to defensive coordinator. So now, to be fair, the scheme might not be totally different, but it is going to be different. We're going to certainly a different play caller, etc., etc., etc. So now the Dolphins are going into this next offseason expecting to have a totally different team, significantly different coaching staff, etc. And I don't understand. I just don't understand how people can think that all of this is going to add up to success in the future. And then again, with the, to be fair, Cameron Wake ended up on an injured reserve, but he did some good things early on before he got injured for the Titans. Kiko Alonso ended up getting injured, but did good things for the Saints, who made it to the playoffs, right? Etc., etc. Frank Gore set a bunch of records for the playoff-bound Bills. Obviously, they lost in the wild card round, but I mean, we could have had a very competitive team. The Dolphins could have had a very competitive team in 2019 if they didn't hit the reset button. As I've been saying the entire time, okay, it was not necessary. Tannehill balling out for the Titans and now in the AFC Championship game. We could have had all those guys. We could have had Frank Gore, Cameron Wake, Laramie Tunsil, Kenny Stills. Possibly could have kept Juwan James. Could have done the draft totally different. Got Garrett Bradbury. They could have gotten a defensive lineman in round 2, and then Will Grier in round 3 to bring up behind Tannehill. It was unnecessary, and again, to be fair, we still have to wait and see how some things play out. But my guess is this is all going to end up backfiring, and then somewhere at the, in 2020 and in 2021, the seasons are not going to play out as well as everybody is hoping for, etc., etc. And then Stephen Ross is going to end up getting impatient and firing Brian Flores after like year 3.5, because it didn't go as he planned it. Also, let's note that the headlines for the Chiefs game are talking about how the Chiefs rallied and the Chiefs, what was it? I whomped the fucking Texans or something. I can't remember exactly what the headline is. But nobody's going to talk about how that game, the score changed, the momentum changed, and everything changed because of Bill O'Brien. Anyway, so it is what it is. That's where I'm going to end it, guys. I just wanted to let you guys know a little bit about, this divisional round, how it turned out. I'm super excited to see the Titans led by Ryan Tannehill in the AFC Championship game next week. I'm disappointed about the Texans loss, but, I've been saying for a while that Bill O'Brien has been holding them back, and he proved to be the significant key factor from my perspective and analysis in this game. And then I wanted to also let you know about the further coaching changes that the Dolphins are going to have to see going into this next year and deal with going into this next year. So with that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. I hope you guys enjoy my videos and my perspective. I hope you do. If you do, make sure you hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the bell if you want to get the alerts for my videos. Share my channel and videos with your friends and family. Leave your questions, comments, and concerns down in the comment section. And of course, as always, make sure you follow me on Twitter at Dillon Tartaro. And with that, I am out. I'll see y'all soon. Phins up.